to the 4C Fitness Show, starring Michelle and Lisa Cast, live from Skinny Man 31 Studios in the heart of Times Square, New York. And now, here are your hosts, Michelle and Lisa Cast.
Hey everyone, it's Wednesday, October 1st, 2014. Welcome to episode 44 of the 4C Fitness Show. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Lisa.
We are so excited to usher in Breast Cancer Awareness Month with Linda Murray joining us today to share all about her story of survival and how health and fitness has since changed her life as well. So exciting. Thanks for being here, Linda.
Very exciting. Thanks, Linda.
Thanks.
For those of you joining us for the first time, Michelle and I began our weight loss journey back in 2008 when we auditioned for The Biggest Loser.
That's right.
We didn't make it onto the show, but that didn't really matter because years later now
Nothing really stops us.
We got the results we wanted. Right. Since then, we've lost 240 pounds combined.
Absolutely. And we started 4C Fitness because people would ask us how we were seeing so much success along our journey. We realized our passion to help others see the same success. And I got my NASM personal training certification. We started the 4C Fitness Show as a health and fitness resource. We forge partnerships with other health and fitness enthusiasts and professionals and awesome people like Linda here to bring a variety of sustainable information to our followers as the fitness world continues to grow and change. Our mantra is the 4 C's: choose, commit, challenge, and change. We feel these 4 components are the key to creating a healthy lifestyle. We want to thank everyone who's been tuning in and for the positive response. Everyone joining us today, Linda's family and friends and supporters who might be tuning in, welcome.
Welcome.
And we want to continue to hear what it is that you guys are interested in learning about. So reach out to us anytime, 4cfitness@gmail.com. And we just want to show you guys that, you know, this is possible, and with a hectic lifestyle, working full time, that you can still live, a health and fitness lifestyle. So
thanks, Michelle.
we try to do it all.
Definitely. On to some quick points for the noteworthy news. Another huge thank you to Jay Markovitz for our amazing original theme. Thanks, Sean, for carrying that out.
Yeah.
That sounded awesome today.
So the CMC, Civilian Military Combine Race, took place last weekend, and the City Challenge race is coming up on this Sunday, October 5th. Unfortunately, though, if you've been following along, Lisa did get the okay to participate, but I unfortunately sprained my ankle on September 20th, so I'm still healing, so we're not going to be able to do the race on Sunday, but we want to wish all of the competitors and LV and everyone at City Challenge good luck.
Good luck.
And congrats, and we will definitely be at the next event. We can't wait for that. So
definitely.
Good luck, guys, this weekend.
Good luck, everybody. The 50th episode, first anniversary celebration for the 4C Fitness Show was put off. Well, actually, our anniversary show was put off this summer, so instead we're going to do a 50th episode / first anniversary party. Mm-hmm. In November, hopefully. So stay tuned for more info. We'll be, inviting out our past guests.
Yeah. So you better be there, Linda.
And so stay tuned for more on that.
Absolutely. And then 4C Fitness is actually going to be hosting our first Powered by Bits chat on Tuesday night, October 21st at 8 p.m. If you're on Twitter, you're definitely going to want to check that out. The topic is going to be all about the importance of variety in your exercise and in your diet and in your lifestyle, which will kind of help you to see the results. When things get too stagnant and stale, you get bored, you fall off. So keeping things exciting and fresh, we feel, is what's been, a huge success for us. So we're going to talk about that on the Twitter chat on Tuesday night, the 21st, and use code 4C if you'd like to try Energy Bits for yourself and get 30% off your order.
Awesome. On to the exercise excitement. So I've been given clearance by my doctor to work out like a maniac. So I can't wait for that. I just
cannot say things like that when I'm drinking.
I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize. I was just telling Linda that now we all have to go see Kenny again.
Yes,
because Kenny kicks butt.
Mage.
Yes.
Kenny was on our show in.
Oh God, it feels
June?
like forever ago now.
Was he on our show in June? Yes, I believe he was, and that's actually how we met Linda, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny. He's grown. He has a bigger studio now on the east side, Evolve Fitness. So we
have to head over there.
Got to go see him.
Clearance that is on our way.
Kenny's gonna love hearing that.
I know.
Yeah.
And we also signed up for our first 10K, which happens later in October. So we'll be running with our running friends and training for that as well.
In DC at the Marine Corps Marathon.
Yes.
So excited. Team Misfits training is in full effect for me. I did modify a little bit because of my sprained ankle, but I still did upper body and core and a little bit of biking, which was awesome. I was working out with the boot. So if you guys were following along, you saw pictures of me
In
doing
her boot.
pull-ups with my boot. Today I actually got the boot off. Yay.
Hooray!
So I was told by the doctor that I can start cardio, bike and elliptical, try running at physical therapy tomorrow, and then the end of next week I can probably do a long run. So I will be back in the full swing of things before we know it.
That's awesome.
Can't wait.
Great.
And Linda, you enjoy boot camps and kickboxing.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I got started with Kenny, who, as you said, kicks my butt. I don't know. It just gives me a very, I don't know, feeling like I'm stronger.
Absolutely.
And, like that now I can finally do something, that I'm good at something.
That's
awesome.
so fun. Yeah. It's such a great feeling.
It's empowering, boot camps.
And Kenny's
you know?
really encouraging.
Oh, he's amazing, right?
I love Kenny. He's helped me so much along this journey since
Yeah.
I started working out and stuff. So I'm really glad about that.
And boot camps and kickboxing are both no joke. So you should be super proud of that. I mean,
Thank you.
Especially if you're doing that a couple of times a week. So this is a strong chick over here.
That's right. That's why she's on the 4C Fitness Show.
That's right. Awesome. So on to the hit list. Speaking of working out and getting yourself pumped up to kick some butt, Linda shared some of her top picks with us. Unfortunately, we can't play them because YouTube hates us.
Copyright.
But we'll
Hashtag
share,
copyright.
we will post them on our site. But just to give you guys an idea, one of our faves, Kelly Clarkson Stronger.
Yeah.
So
we have a lot of these on
yeah,
our
great pick.
playlist.
All About That Bass was actually one of our picks a couple of weeks ago. I Love It by Icona Pop. You kind of can't help but like dance and get excited to that one.
And move to that.
She actually chose my current fave song,
Yeah.
Fireball by Pitbull.
Love Pitbull.
That song is amazing.
That is an awesome song, and he's great.
I don't even know, is that on our workout list?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard it yet.
I heard it this just the other day when I was running.
Oh, yeah. It's great for running. Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke and Shake It Off, which is another new one by Taylor Swift. So good picks.
Great list.
Yeah. I think that's all I need right there.
Yeah. On repeat.
DJ Linda in the house. Nice.
So for the book review, Linda, you're currently reading Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Now there's like a big series of books on that, isn't it?
It's like 5 books.
Okay.
I love Lisa. Now, what is this Game of
what is
Thrones
this
you
Game of
speak of? I heard it might be on the
Like,
HBO
how old am I?
network.
Yeah. How old am I? I'm like 105.
It's like you're like, what is this? The Queen's Boulevard.
I mean, 105-year-olds probably know that better than
Yeah,
I do.
you don't.
No, I know a lot of
Yeah.
people in my office have read it or love it. They watch the show. Yeah. So you're on which book are you on?
3. I just started 3, and I'm trying to watch the show and read the book. And
Oh wow, that must be confusing a little bit. Like, is it jump all over the place or is it
no,
pretty
it's
in line?
pretty accurate. It's
That's
just
good.
that there's so many characters and stuff. So I'm like,
Yeah, I've heard
Oh.
it's like this expansive list of characters from like all over the place.
You actually need like a guide for the characters, I've heard.
yes, you have to try to keep them all straight and who's where. And
Oh, I'd be taking notes.
Now, do you read this while you're exercising at all? You just
No,
kind of
I-
it's just relaxation time.
usually before I go to bed.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Well, that's good. It's
Nice.
important to kind of wind down before sleep because sleep is just as important as exercise for your body and recovery and fitness. So that's an awesome
Absolutely.
tip there. Thanks.
Great.
Linda.
We'll have to get on that Game of Thrones one of these days.
I don't know. It's a commitment, Lee.
With everything else we do. We can do it.
All right. Maybe on the train instead of crushing candy.
There you go.
And the recipe of the week, actually. Now, did you bring this along?
Yes,
No worries. We can always share it later. You can give us kind of like an overview. Basil chicken and roasted sweet potatoes.
Yummy.
So how do you kind of like put this together?
you just I try to do the quickest possible way.
That's
so
good.
I
Yeah,
get,
us too.
Yeah.
I found them at Target. They're like a bag of sweet potatoes that are already peeled and cut.
Oh, my God.
in
That's amazing.
chunks,
Nice.
And just put like 2 tablespoons of olive oil, salt, pepper, throw them in a pan, throw them in the oven.
Sweet.
It's so easy. And the basil chicken is little, like lemon, basil, salt, pepper, and garlic. And you just like make a sauce and then you cook your chicken in it.
Nice.
It's very easy.
It sounds delicious and quick.
Now, these are just chicken breasts. You throw them in
Yeah,
the
the
frying
skinless,
pan?
boneless
Cool.
chicken breasts and
Bam.
it's quick
About
and
how
easy.
long do you think it usually takes you?
About a half hour?
A half hour, 45 minutes. It
That's
all
not bad.
depends.
And you can make it in bulk on Sunday and have leftovers for lunch
Yes.
during the week. So
It's like my kids' favorite meal.
go
Oh,
to.
kids love it too.
Nice.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Not the
Absolutely.
sweet potatoes so much, but the chicken.
Really? That's our favorite part. You a little cinnamon?
I put cinnamon on mine.
Nice. That sounds awesome.
Perfect. I think I'll have to add that to the list, to the menu this week.
I want the basil chicken.
Okay.
So add it to the list.
I will add it to the list. Promise.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Linda.
Thanks, Linda. I love the
welcome.
cheat of the week.
Oh my gosh, I can't handle the cheese.
Hello. Are we ready?
We're done with all three of them.
Like want to eat the paper. I wish it was actually there.
Oh, this is now our third or fourth guest to make the meal cheat suggestion.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's just a
All right,
little
go-
extra.
go
Okay,
with it.
here it is.
Have we built up enough excitement for the cheat of
Hopefully
the
it
week?
doesn't disappoint. The treat are golden Oreos and Swedish fish. Or Swedish fish. One together, not together, separate.
Not together.
Not together.
Yeah, they don't really go together. Cookies are cookies.
Yeah,
Candy
and-
is candy.
Yeah, like that's.
I love the golden Oreos.
Oh,
I actually don't know if I've had the regular Oreos though are enough for me to be excited over. So
Love the golden.
yeah.
And the fresh Swedish fish. It's nothing like a bag of fresh Swedish
Right.
fish. Say that 5 times fast.
Swedish
Fresh Swedish fish. Fresh Swedish fish. The meal. I mean, pizza. You can't go
You
wrong.
can't go wrong.
You
Now,
can't.
have you been to the Last Dragon that Kenny recommended?
no, not yet.
Okay.
It's always you have to order it the night before, and I
Yes,
always forget.
That's a lot of commitment
Yeah,
for a pizza.
yeah, and like you have to go pick it up, and it's
Come on, Last Dragon.
Make it
Come on.
easier for our cheat, would you?
You know you're watching.
we're gonna tag him.
We see your Instagrams and your tweets.
So, do you have a go-to place in Rockaway?
I guess not really.
Okay,
Just, it
all
all
right.
depends on like where we're at. My husband was just telling me about some place close to here
Oh,
nice.
that his office orders from.
Downstairs
so.
is pretty good. Bella Vita, they're good, but yeah, there's a lot of great pizza.
So
around
many
here,
great. Yeah, it's New York.
absolutely.
New York City.
Well, that was. I kind of want pizza right now.
Perfect cheats. Thanks,
Perfect.
Linda.
You're welcome.
So, real talk for the week. It's funny when I was doing the outline, I was thinking about real talk, and I feel like, what kind of challenge could we possibly talk about on Real Talk with everything Linda's
I know.
survived through and gone through? So, I mean, Real Talk to me feels kind of superficial with the topic for today.
So would you like to move on then? Is that what you're
I mean,
saying?
is there anything that anyone has from this past week that they felt to be a struggle or challenge that they had to overcome to kind of get through their week? I mean, it's just about getting through the week. And Linda's challenges and struggles were about like getting through life. So
Yeah.
that means a lot more.
Absolutely.
But you know, I mean, it's Real Talk. So it's October. It's Breast Cancer Awareness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's really special to see everything that's going on just today.
Right.
I mean, Good
People
Morning
really
America,
kicked it off.
Yeah.
which is great. But you know,
To bring the awareness, I think is amazing. Like we watch Good Morning America every day, and to see like how Robin and Amy have like, I mean, Amy a year ago got her mammogram and didn't even know. I'm talking about her like I know her.
Yeah.
But she's a newscaster on Good Morning America. She's like my best friend, and I watch her every day. I was devastated when Amy got her mammogram.
I know,
and
because
it came back positive.
on
You watch
the
Good Morning
show-
America?
No.
Okay.
So what happened was last year, she hadn't gone for a mammogram, and
she was putting it off.
She was putting it off, and to prove to everybody that it's important to go get it, she went and got it, and she was diagnosed with breast cancer through that mammogram. So it's so important to take care of yourself and take care of your health. And Linda will definitely speak to that momentarily,
Absolutely.
because she was definitely keeping track of her health. Thank God for that.
But yeah, I mean, I guess just for Real Talk, there's nothing really like that we can talk about from this past week that we've had to overcome when there's a bigger spotlight in October on, breast cancer and the importance of taking care of yourself in all aspects and having that awareness and getting your mammograms. And, just there was women in Times Square wearing pink wigs today. And I got a flyer that they're actually going to be lighting all the billboards up pink at 6:45 tonight. So hopefully we'll see
that's
that.
cool.
Yeah, we'll be live, but they're going to be doing that. So I just think it's an amazing time. Last month was Blood Cancer Awareness Month, and we had a show about that, which was great, just to kind of bring the awareness and the light, and just talk about the survivors and how you can get through anything really that
Right.
life throws you, and and then of course to remember the people who unfortunately weren't so lucky. So
And
It's
to
just a
all those
poignant
still
time.
struggling right now.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's
so,
a lot of support, which is great.
yeah. So I guess that's our Real Talk.
Thanks, Mesh, for wrapping that up. You almost ditched it. On to the weekly theme. So breast cancer survivor and fitness enthusiast Linda Murray is here. If you're just tuning in, here's a little bit about her weight loss and breast cancer journey. So Linda struggled with her weight for as long as she can remember. With her heaviest in 2005, you weighed 276 pounds.
Yeah.
And
I was about 30 pounds over there, so I'm with you.
Yeah. And so you decided to have gastric bypass because your doctor sort of urged you to do that.
She basically said you're killing yourself if I kept going the way that I was. I mean,
Okay.
I'm only 5'3".
I was going to say, it was so funny because we hadn't met in person. And I was like, okay, she was 276 pounds, but I wonder how tall she is.
Yeah,
So,
I'm short. So I was big.
Yeah.
And, you know, just when she said that, like at first I was, and then she went into, you know, things I could do. I could exercise. I'm like, I'm not exercising.
But look at her now.
I know.
Exercise? No. And so I thought about it for a little bit, and I'm like, okay, let me do the gastric bypass. And I found a great doctor that I liked, and so I went ahead with it.
Nice.
And that was back in 2005, September 2005, and you lost 130 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. So you were healthy at that point after losing the 130, and your doctors were happy and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward to 2010, while doing a monthly self-breast exam, you felt a small lump that felt like it was about pea size in your right breast.
Yes.
And were you going to let it go, or did you then from there go straight to the doctor?
I left it go for a couple months just to see if it would change because, you know, like a lot of women have dense breasts. So, and I do. So I was just like, let me just keep an eye on it for a little bit.
And you mentioned that you have a family history, so that sort of prompted you at one point to just get to the doctor and have it checked out.
Yeah, my maternal grandmother had it like in the 70s where it was like barbaric to have like a mastectomy. And then my aunt, and they're both it was my mom's mom and my mom's sister.
Wow.
My aunt had it 3 times
Wow.
by the time she was like 45 and also had ovarian cancer. So
yeah, the bells were going off for you to.
yeah, and it, like my mom, you know, kind of skipped her, and I'm like, thanks.
Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that. You know, this is such a family thing for you, but you know, your story is inspiring, and you know, once you guys hear more about this, you're going to be blown away. So so your doctor did an exam and told you that they wanted you to go to a breast specialist to get a sonogram and a biopsy.
Yes.
So they didn't think it was anything really.
No, because he said it was small and
Did that sort of like kind of give you hope? Like, okay, it's not going to be any big deal. Or did you
kind
deep
of.
inside
I
instinctually?
feel like when you know, you know.
I knew, and like I just had a feeling. Like I'm a worrier. I worry about everything. So I was just like, this is what's going to happen.
Right.
You know, but I kept everything inside at first because I didn't really want, you know, I didn't want my daughter to worry. I didn't want my husband to worry because we had just gotten married 4 months
Aw.
Wow.
before I got diagnosed.
Aw.
So
Wow. So you went for the tests on November 6th, 2010. And then a couple of days went by and you got that fateful phone call. That was 5 days before your 45th birthday.
yep.
The news always seems to come like before something
Yes,
big.
Absolutely. I have chills right now as well.
You know, and the same thing, and this is not even comparable, but same thing happened to my brother. It was like days after his 18th birthday. You know, he had a diagnosis as well. So that is, and to hear the words, you have breast cancer, I mean, like you said, you sort of felt like you already knew, but just to hear those words must have just sort of been mind-blowing for you.
It was crazy because they had called earlier in the day, and I'm like, I'm at work during the day, so I knew they had called, so I'm like just waiting and waiting. And my husband had to walk the dog, and he went out, and the phone rang. I'm like, great.
Like, you're like, now I gotta pick it up now.
Yeah,
'Cause
like
this is the second phone call.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, just pick it up, and
I'm
like,
surprised they told you on the phone. I thought they normally like want you to come in. Or is that just a movie and TV thing?
I thought the same thing. I'm
Right.
like, you know, maybe, but I guess they wanted to let me know sooner than
later. Right.
because I mean, I would have had to go the next day or whenever, and Yeah, it was crazy. I remember sitting there and I'm like talking to the nurse practitioner and she's telling me and I'm like, what?
Wow.
And of course I'm a crier. I cry at commercials. I cry at everything. So I'm like, okay. And I hung up and I'm just sitting there and nobody's home.
Wow.
And my husband comes in with the dog and I'm like hysterical. And he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, they just called. And I had to tell him, I'm like, how do you tell your husband that you just, I mean, we've been together for a long time, but we had just gotten married. And I'm like having to tell him that
This major devastating news.
Yeah, I have breast cancer. And he, you know, and as much as I love him to death, and he has been by my side the whole time.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You
Dennis,
know,
He's here.
he's here. He's in the back.
He's waving.
He's supporting, as always.
yes, and then I was like, after I get done with him, now I'm like, all right, now I got to tell my daughter. How am I going to tell my daughter?
We actually have a photo of you with your daughter.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
At one of the walks you did.
That was at Yankee Stadium on Derek Jeter Day.
Oh, very,
That's awesome.
very appropriate.
All in pink. Love it.
I did the Coleman walk, the Susan G. Coleman walk before that. I left
Cool. Yeah, we
Central
have a
Park
shot of
and
that
Yeah,
too.
that one too. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Those are your pink sisters there?
Yes, those are all three. The one with the bandana on the 3rd, she got Survivor of the Year. So.
Oh, that's
congratulations.
amazing. Congrats.
That's incredible.
Aw.
Amazing. So, yeah, I mean, getting a diagnosis like this is, I can't even imagine.
Absolutely.
And
So-
you have to have, support and strength around you, which is
Definitely.
great that you did and
Well,
that you have it.
Both her husband and her daughter, they told her, it's going to be okay. We're going to get through it. So that's awesome. So after that and, dealing with the blow of the news and everything, you went back to the doctor. They told you your options. So they said you could have a lumpectomy or a mastectomy. So there was also calcifications in the left, you had said?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is precancerous, basically. So my doctor's just like, we're just going to go in and do everything at one time. And I was like, I thought about, I was like, you're sitting in the doctor's office and they're like, you can do A or B. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know.
Right.
And so I just thought, let me do the easiest thing. The lumpectomy just sounded okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after giving it a little thought, you go with that. The doctor said that they thought she would only have to do 5 days of radiation, but they obviously wouldn't know until they went in and did the surgery. And so you had your first surgery on December 15th, 2010. And when she was in the recovery room, unfortunately, the doctor informed her that the lymph nodes were also involved.
Yeah.
So at that moment, you said you felt like, you were in a dream.
I did. I was like, because I can remember like waking up. I don't know if anyone comes out of anesthesia gracefully. And I can just like he's over me talking to me and he's like telling me all this stuff that your lymph nodes were involved and now you're gonna have to do chemo, and I'm like, and that was my biggest fear.
Yeah, having to go through that.
Having to do chemo, because I watched my father
Wow.
do chemo and he was so sick. I'm like, I don't want to do that, but
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
There it was. So on to the oncologist. You began on February 20th, 2011.
Yeah.
And you started the chemo. And at first, it didn't feel so bad.
Right. Like the first day I was like, oh, this is easy.
Like, no
Yeah.
big deal.
I don't know what everyone's talking about. I'm not sick. I feel great.
Right.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, it hit you.
Yeah. And they said I would probably, feel it like a couple days. I was like, well, I felt it. I really, like, ugh. Food was disgusting. The only thing I could eat for most of the time I did chemo was Nathan's French fries.
Really? Well, I mean, so I'm not going to turn down Nathan's French fries.
Yeah, the kind you just put in the oven. It's not like I
Right,
made
yeah.
my husband go to coma.
Right. Let's go, Dennis.
Hey, at least
Get
you found
down
something you
Zucchini.
can get down, right?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
So, just sidebar, are you able to eat them now, or does it remind, does your brain sort of associate it with that?
I can eat them sometimes. Like, I didn't even like them because
Oh, wow.
they're too thick.
Yeah.
I don't like I always have to, if I eat them now, I smush them
Smash
down.
They're very potatoey.
Yes. I mean, and like, I don't, So I don't really eat them a lot anymore, but I don't it doesn't remind me
Okay. Well,
of that
good.
time.
That's good.
And some people do that whole association thing.
Definitely.
But you said you didn't want to go back and do it. You were like, I'm not doing this again.
Oh no! The first night, the first chemo, my doctor had given me, like, Ambien.
Wow.
It had the opposite effect. I couldn't
no.
sleep. I was
cow.
like ready to. I'm like, I am never doing this again. You're not making me go back. I'm not doing it. And I was like, my husband's like, you have to. And I'm like, I thought about, like, because it was every 2 weeks. So I thought about it, and I was like, are you going to let cancer beat you? Mm-hmm. And, thinking, I have my daughter to live for, I have my husband to live for. I have 2 stepdaughters also. And, I'm like, I can't let this beat me.
Yeah.
That's a lot to think about and
that's
push you
such
through.
a poignant thought to have, that it's either you're going to beat it or it's going to beat you. So you've kind of had that moment
Yeah.
of clarity.
Yeah, most definitely.
And then you finished chemo on April 28th.
Yes.
And and you mentioned, from finishing chemo through September 2013, you had gained 60 pounds.
Yeah.
I guess we should
Okay.
just blame Nathan's then.
That's Sorry, Nathan.
Sorry, Nathan's.
Oh, I'm sure I didn't. Yeah.
I'm totally kidding. So Linda had started radiation in June 2011 for 6 weeks, which she felt was the easy part. But then after all the treatments were done, chemo, radiation, she couldn't stop thinking about the cancer coming back. So to do the most, the safest thing she could do, because you did say in your family that it had come back for your aunt, 3 times?
3 times.
So she went with the double mastectomy with reconstruction, temporary implants on July 11, 2012. And her permanent surgery was scheduled for October 29th, 2012. But little Miss Hurricane Sandy,
Gotta love her.
she had other plans.
She had other plans.
So that had to get put off, huh?
Yeah, and then I waited like a year
Yeah.
because I was just like, with everything going
Oh,
on.
it was
with the
insane.
But I'm saying, like, one more, do you really need one more thing? So you go through all that, and then it's
Right.
like, bam. And now, so Linda lives in Rockaway, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, they got hit so hard with Hurricane Sandy. If you're not from the New York area, they're on the water. They're right there.
Yeah, the boardwalk was like on the street.
Yeah.
In our apartment building.
Unbelievable.
It was crazy.
It's insane. So finally, though, she did have the surgery in July of 2013, and now at this point she had gone up to 217 pounds. And now after having gastric bypass, you're saying, I'm never going to be that heavy again. And so
Never.
here you are now, back not where you started, but you feel like you're getting closer. So that had to be really scary. After the surgery and after being at that point, on September 17, 2013, was the day she started her new life. And I love this. So she felt as though she was given a second chance at life, and she chose to make the most of that gift. That line was, and here I go
Oh,
again.
it was killer.
Here, like, I can't.
It really struck a chord.
Tears, like instant tears. Like, to have been someone who's gone on a weight loss journey and lost, it is your second chance at life. I mean, I was bigger and I wasn't battling breast cancer, but it's just the way you put it. I couldn't put it in a better way. So
Thank you.
That's amazing. And that is what to me is so amazing about your story. It just blows me out of the water.
Just survival in so many aspects.
Yeah. So she picked right back up. In January 2014, she started by following a food plan right away in September. And then in January of 2014, she started to work out. The first class she did, and I want everyone to hear this, she could not do a jumping jack or a sit-up. So I don't care where you're at. I don't care what you've been through. Go to the first class. If you can't do a jumping jack or a sit-up, she had an amazing friend with her who said, listen, you beat cancer. All you have to do is just keep coming back. And that's all she did. She was like, okay, yeah, I beat cancer. I can't do a jumping jack or a sit-up, but I'm going to keep coming back and do it. During this time, she met Kenny, who we spoke about, Kenny Pena of Rockaway Beach Boot Camp, and now Pena's Fitness Method and Evolve Fitness. And he would give her tips on what she should be eating, what exercises she should focus on. And by May 2014, she lost 62 pounds. Amazing. That is so amazing. And then Kenny the gym had closed, but he kept the boot camps going because it was the summertime. So
Yes, it
lucky
was.
for that. That was this past May.
Yeah.
Correct. Awesome.
That's amazing. And real quick, if you want to take part in some of Kenny's activities,
Yes.
Pena's Fitness Method, Evolve Fitness, or Rockaway Beach Boot Camp, you can email Kenny at evolvefitness@gmail.com. or meet them at the beach at Beach 97th Street in Rockaway Park, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 in the morning.
That's right.
We're
up.
the morning.
We're up. You guys know we're
up. Linda's up. We know a few other people who are up.
In Hoboken,
you gotta get up.
Everyone get up.
And you gotta go.
Just
Okay.
get up.
And at Cyber Zone in Rockaway Park at 9 and 10 a.m. on Saturdays. And Linda also goes to CKO Kickboxing in Bay Ridge when time allows.
Does Kenny do the Saturday morning class at 8 also?
Yes, at
Cool.
8 a.m.
Nice. So if you guys can't quite do the Tuesday, Thursday, 5:30, you could try Saturday at 8, which is great.
Oh, sorry, I left that out there.
No worries.
Thanks, Mish. Thanks for picking that up for me.
But this part is even cooler to me.
This is so awesome.
I know. Linda also does dragon boat racing with other breast cancer survivors. 3 of her pink sisters, the girls
Yep,
from
all three of
the
them.
picture, awesome.
Yep.
And they're actually in the process of starting their own dragon boat team called Hope Floats NYC. Their goal is to engage survivors in physical activity while promoting a healthy lifestyle through sport and dragon boating. That is so cool.
That's so awesome.
As survivors themselves from diverse backgrounds and treatment experiences, they can relate to many of the aspects faced by survivors. Have you had a lot of people come out to join you guys and check it out yet, or?
Not yet, because we kind of started it at the end of the season.
Okay, cool.
And so hopefully in April of 2015, we'll, get a lot of stuff, a lot of people from now till then.
Great, yeah.
Awesome.
That's plenty of time to
So-
gather everybody up.
Definitely. And it's a supportive and encouraging environment for survivors that empowers them to regain and maintain fitness in their post-treatment lives, which is super important. And dragon boating is actually a fun and stress-relieving activity that is uniquely beneficial to breast cancer survivors. It is a team-building exercise that forges friendships, and basically it's a sisterhood. So we do have a little info here. If you want to check out the Hope Floats Dragon Boat team, you're going to email hopefloatsnyc@yahoo.com.
Yes.
Definitely.
And we'll get to that Party and Pink Zumbathon in a second.
Yes.
But real quick, Linda is also doing the ACS Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walk on October 19th. And to donate, we will definitely be sharing that link on our Facebook page for you to head over there and donate and support her in that walk as well.
Definitely. And then back to the Party in Pink Zumbathon. They're doing a charity event on October 22nd at 6 o'clock till 8 o'clock at the All Season Fitness Studio, which is also in Rockaway Beach. We'll post the address for that. But if you guys want to check that out, the website is www.retreatandspa.com, or you can email Linda for more info as well.
Yep, that one too,
We can
Sean.
put that up, yeah.
Cool.
Linny 11141114, which is your birthday.
Yeah.
@AOL.com. So check that out. And real quick for the Dragon Boat team, the Hope Floats, like she had said, they're going to start practicing in April 2015 at the Flushing Meadows Arena. So if you guys are interested, if you are a survivor, if you know a survivor, or anyone wants to just check it out, then definitely reach out to them at hopefloatsnyc@yahoo.com.
Awesome.
So exciting. You have great things going on. So awesome.
Thank you.
On to a few questions.
Yes. Go for it.
So heading all the way, heading back to the gastric bypass, all the way in the beginning of your story, what did it feel like when the doctor told you that you needed the gastric bypass surgery, or that it should be an option that you should consider?
I knew in my head that, I needed to do something. I guess it was just being lazy and not, I wanted the quick fix. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad I did it, but, it was a while ago, but there's a lot that they don't tell you.
Right.
And a lot of things that now are surfaced since I've gotten breast cancer that hurts me because of the gastric bypass.
Wow.
Like you don't absorb vitamins and
Gotcha.
calcium and everything. So now I fight with anemia.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just constantly tired, and I have to go for IV infusions of iron because I can't just take a pill
Right.
like normal people.
Okay.
And also, so with the gastric bypass, is that where you can't eat as much?
Right.
Yeah.
So my stomach's like, the size of a grape,
Right.
basically.
Wow. And then, so now she's fighting with anemia, but she's still getting up
That's right.
to go to her boot camps for 5:30 in the morning. So think about that, people.
Yeah. I mean, if you at that point you thought it was the best option for you, so you can't regret that,
No, I don't regret it. Like
Right.
it's one of the things that I'm glad I did.
Right.
Because I've done every diet. We've all done
Sure.
Right.
every diet pills, whatever, and it's hard.
Yeah.
And until you can get your mind right,
Absolutely.
you can't really do anything.
So after the surgery, was it easy to adapt to your new lifestyle, or?
In the beginning, no, because I kept trying to eat.
Right.
Like, and you can't eat anything.
Right.
Like, you would just have like 2 bites of something and you're full.
Wow. That must have been insane. Like, oh my God, I'm really full. Like, I can't have more of this.
And it's hard, like you have to go, when you do gastric bypass, it's so, you have to go to a psychiatrist. You have to, like, it's an intense process because they want to make sure that your mind's right.
Right.
But
That's important. It's important.
it is.
Yeah.
And, like you just, and then after a while it got better. Like, I knew when the point was that I could eat no more because I got tired of throwing up.
Yes, we've had friends who have had the surgery, and,
Yes.
and we've heard the same thing from them where we'd be out and they'd be like, "Don't mind me, I'm just gonna have a few bites, otherwise I'm gonna get sick."
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely we've heard that before.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned, well, we talked about
We
this.
talked about that.
Yeah.
That's it.
We can skip that question.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the importance, and this is just I think really key, of the self breast exam, and maybe how often you did it, or you think people should do it, or when people should start doing it?
I believe that every woman should, it doesn't matter how old, because breast cancer now, everyone's like, oh, not till you're 40, even with mammograms. But you can't really say that it's it's like an older person's disease,
like
because
I'm 30, it's skipping me right now. Yeah.
exactly. It doesn't matter, because I have friends who are 25, 29, 35
Wow.
who've been diagnosed, and so it doesn't discriminate against anybody. It doesn't care.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's important. It's very
It's
important.
very important, and like usually once a month.
Okay.
Like you can get at the you can go online. I mean, everything you can Google, you can get everything.
It's
now.
true.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We did a show last year on breast cancer, and it was just us. We didn't have a guest,
And it was
But
all
we
the
talked all
resources.
about the breast exam and all the things you can do. So we can share that as well. But yeah, I mean that's something we even are not good with.
We're not.
Yeah.
We're really bad at that.
Like, I'm ready to sit here and be like,
Oh my God.
what's going on, guys?
Arms up. How much did you wind up self-educating yourself on breast cancer? Like I'm sure through family history and things like that, you probably knew a lot about it. But once they called you with the results, did you just all of a sudden start researching on what was going to happen?
Not really. I think I didn't want to really know about it. I would just let my doctors tell me what was going on. And it was just so much to take in. And I mean, I would do a little bit, but I would sit there and read and be like, I can't do this.
It would probably drive me
I
crazy.
was going to say, there's such a thing as like an overload. You need a break.
Exactly. And that's what, my doctors know. And
Just let your doctors handle it, and you just on your downtime, read, relax.
if I'm reading, I want to read something that
Exactly.
interests me,
Yeah.
not what I'm going, and most of the things tell you things, and they're not they're really not real.
Wow.
Wow.
What you're, you know what I mean? It is, but it isn't. It's
Well, everyone's experience is going to be different.
yes.
Everyone's different. So, I don't think there can be a generalization for everyone of what they're going to go through. So, you kind of have to, I think, experience it yourself, and maybe you can get support and advice from other people or from resources, but, you're still going to have to kind of see how it plays out for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I was just I can't read all this stuff, because I'll have myself,
I'll forget it.
Freaked out, yeah.
Enough to go through.
Definitely. So it sounded like your family was an amazing pillar of support through your fight. Did you also need to surround yourself with others going through the same situation?
That's a funny story, because before I made the decision to have my double mastectomy, I went to my doctor and said, I am going crazy. And I'm I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating right. I'm just constantly worried about this coming back. He looked at me and said, "You're crazy." Literally, those were his words.
Wow.
I went, okay. So what? He goes, I have a support group that 3 other women that I see are forming. They formed.
Oh,
You need to go.
That's awesome.
That's what you need. You need to be with other women who know what
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 you're
this
going
all
through.
feels
what I'm
like.
going through, because unless you've gone through it, you don't have a clue.
Definitely.
We can't
Only-
even imagine.
yeah,
Can't
only
even wrap
imagine.
our heads around it.
So-
It's for sure.
Now, did your group grow, or are there other people who you've who have joined you, or are there other groups you can recommend for people?
It all depends. Like in Rockaway, we don't have anything. I go to Long Beach.
Okay.
For my support
That's
group.
Wow,
far.
that's far.
Yeah. Well, it's not that bad, but
It's on the South Shore.
considering, yeah.
But
Yeah, it's like a half hour,
Yeah.
40 minutes, depending on traffic. But, you have to, like, basically, like American Cancer Society, different things. The city, there's a lot of stuff.
Right.
But, like, where I live, there's nothing. So you have to go and
You
search.
have to seek it out. Yeah, it's important to take care of yourself.
And to have that support.
Exactly. And like with the Dragon Boat, I got an email from the American Cancer Society saying that they were starting it. And I'm like, this sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Let me see. It's something else I could do. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay.
And surround yourself with, people who want to do the same thing as you, but have also gone through that journey.
Exactly.
Which is incredible.
Very cool.
So on September 17th, the day you began your new lifestyle of, your second chance at life, and you want to start, do more health and fitness. Can you remember what that feeling was like? Were you nervous? Were you excited?
I was excited, and I was like, this has got to be the end. Like, I've lost 100 pounds 10 times, I think. It seems like that anyway.
we've heard that from people.
Yeah, we have.
Definitely. You're not the only one.
And, and I've always been up and down and just crazy. So I was like,
But you've done it a lot of times, so you know how to do it.
I do.
Which is cool.
I mean, so I just was like, I had a friend who, struggles with her weight, and, she basically, I would talk to her about it, and, and then I finally just decided that, it was a random day. I just did it.
That's awesome.
And
we started in September as well.
Yeah.
Must be something about September.
yeah, I don't know.
You were ready to go, charged up. That's
right.
it. This is the first day of the rest of my life.
That's right. And what kind of food plan did you start with?
It was basically an Overeaters Anonymous
Okay.
food plan.
That's so funny. We actually had it.
We dabbled.
We did. We attend, and not too many people know this, but we actually
did.
attended a few Overeaters Anonymous meetings back in the day.
Back in the day, in like 2005 or 6. Long time before we even started our journey.
That's so funny that you say that.
Yeah. So they had given you a food plan there?
Yeah, they have like different food plans, and it was. I measured, I weighed everything. And that's how I cooked. So that's how my husband would eat. That's how his youngest daughter lived with us. She still lives with us, but she would eat the same way.
That's great. And once everybody's sort of doing the same thing, it makes it a little easier.
Definitely.
To do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you feel when you were able to start doing jumping jacks and sit-ups after not being able to do them?
Oh my God, I was so excited. It wasn't Kenny, but because there was different trainers, and I'm like, oh my God, I can do it.
That's so cute.
And
I love it.
was like, and my friend, I would see her every morning, and she's like over 50. She's awesome. She looks great. And I'm like, I so wish I was you. I so wish I had the dedication to get up every day and go to the gym. And she would do like 3 classes a day.
Wow.
And she says, when you're ready, it'll happen.
Definitely.
And it just happened to be that they were looking for a babysitter at the gym. And I babysit, I babysit every now and then. And
Great.
so I was like, okay, why not? You get a free membership.
Done.
Cool.
I'm like,
Look at that.
So now you're at the gym every day.
now I was at the gym every day, and that's how, met Kenny, and, so it was.
That's so awesome.
That's a great-
And we still have those moments. I mean, there's still things that we can't do.
Oh,
and
yeah.
when we finally achieve them, it's still that like exciting, like, oh my God, I can do it.
Push-ups and I are not
did
friends. Pull-ups, I mean, I'm doing them assisted. I'm getting better. But, there's so many things. I mean, I even still get, my shoulder pops out when I do burpees. Like, I'm a mess. As great as we are, I'm a mess. We ran, 5 miles 2 weeks ago? And I was like, that was the first time I ever ran 5 miles. And everyone who was with us had done marathons. And I was like,
Michelle was like in tears. I did it.
And they're like, okay,
I was
we
in
ran
tears.
26. And I was like, and they didn't say that because they wouldn't, but I was just like, 5 miles. So I totally, jumping jacks, sit up, whatever it is you're
Whatever
doing for
it
the
is,
first time.
work at it and
Absolutely.
get to it.
So can you stress the importance of health and fitness in relation to prevention or during treatment of breast cancer?
During treatment, a lot of times during my treatment, I did restorative yoga.
That's very nice. Yeah.
Because it just, I have a hard time shutting my mind down. And it would get me like a halfway through the class, I could finally get it.
Cool.
And it is important because you do have to take care of yourself, because especially if you're doing chemo, because it takes everything out of you.
Yeah, your body's getting hit hard.
And all those, I mean, it's chemicals and poison toxins in your body.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely important.
I mean, I've heard when we were doing our show last year.
Yeah, they did say that it was very important to do that. So
I mean, if you obviously can.
Straight from a source.
Sick,
exactly.
You're too sick, but.
Straight from a source. We've heard of the restorative yoga, though, for, people going through cancer. That's cool.
Yeah.
What motivates you to get up and get to Kenny's class when you're feeling tired on a Tuesday or a Thursday?
The fact that I know that if I don't go, I'm going to get like a setback.
Yeah.
And like the more I do it, the better I feel, and it like starts my day.
Absolutely.
And like, even though I'm cursing him,
that early in the morning, we could only imagine.
and it's some days it's hard. Like I don't want to get up. My husband's like, "Get up, your alarm's going off."
Aw.
And so and just knowing how far I've come. And like I have like there's girls that go and they're like, if you're here, I like inspire them.
Yeah,
of course.
I can only
imagine. That makes a lot of sense.
They're like, if Linda can do this, everything she's been through, I can do this.
No excuses.
Yeah.
Exactly. When I'm glad, because that's like what I really.
That's so awesome. That must
really
be an
important.
amazing feeling.
And I really hope that everyone watching today too, and if we can spread the
motivation and the inspiration.
Definitely. So tell us more about the Dragon Boat team. What exactly is the Dragon Boating?
It's kind of like rowing. Like you have two people sitting in a boat, and like one has you have a paddle, and it's just like rowing basically.
Cool.
And
how many are in a boat?
20.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's so cool.
We gotta come down and see that.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I mean, you can. It's just. I mean, it's hard.
Sure,
It's
upper body strength is hard to build.
I have no upper body strength.
Oh, you're gonna be totally jacked when you're done with next season.
And so it's like, and my one friend said, I want to do a race, and then we hadn't practiced in a while, and then we went practice. She goes, I can't do a race. I can't even do this.
You'll get there.
And so it's and they do you can go to Florida, like they go all over the place, Hong Kong.
That's so cool.
That is so awesome.
Very nice.
Very inspiring. How important is it to surround yourself with support for any struggle you're faced with in life? So, like, whether it's illness or a weight loss journey?
Extremely. I mean, you can't do it on your own. I mean, especially if you have a family with kids. I mean, you're going to have all those temptations in your house. I mean, I try not to buy them, but a
little treat every so often isn't gonna.
It's
important.
Yeah, but you definitely need that support because, like I said, you can't do it alone. And thank God I do have my friend G. Marie, who just inspired me to work out,
to get started.
That's awesome.
That's great.
And do you have any advice for people who might not have as much support around them to make that change in their life?
I'm a big believer that there's nothing that is that bad. Like I have friends who don't speak to their families or their sisters or whatever for whatever reason. Like there's nothing that bad that you shouldn't talk to your family about. I mean, I guess because I have a good relationship with my family.
Right.
And, all my family's in Pennsylvania.
Aw.
It's just my daughter and I here and my husband who's from New York. But, it's really good to get like whatever, if you're weight loss or whatever, like the people that you go to the gym with, if like that, I have a lot of my friends are from the gym or from boot camps or whatever. And
so just reach out and make those connections.
Yeah. And like with breast cancer, call the American Cancer Society, just Google it, whatever, to get support. There's support groups out there.
Yeah,
and
surround yourself with that.
Yes.
And people going through the same thing as you and like-minded people that, in activities that you do, you're going to get along. So, don't be afraid of that.
Yeah.
Some people are afraid of trying new things and meeting new people, but, you're all sort of going through the same thing. There's no way that you won't find somebody that you'll get along with and to support you.
You're going to be like, oh my God, me too. Like, it'll feel so nice to have that person who gets you.
And it's fun because all three of the other women who were the Dragon Boat team is like, we were all on Messenger or whatever on Facebook, and we're all talking and like telling our stories like before breast cancer and like our family dynamics and everything, and we all have like the same.
That's crazy.
Kind of is like this. It was just meant to be.
Definitely.
It was, and was just like, how can this be that we
That's
all
great.
have? We all come from the same backgrounds.
I totally believe that, not to get all preachy, but God brings the right people into our lives.
Sure.
I'm a big believer that
awesome.
everybody's we cross paths for a
For
reason.
a reason. Absolutely.
What has been your favorite part of your journey?
I think it's the exercise, like the working out, because like I said, I didn't go to college. I don't really do anything, but like this, I do for myself because I always take care of everybody else. So like this is my time, and I know that it's good for me.
That's empowering.
It's really crazy.
Motivating.
Yeah.
Especially someone who like I never really exercised before, and now I'm
And look at you
running
now.
up steps and
That's-
craziness.
That's amazing. So has your lifestyle been a common example for other people in your family or members of your community? I mean, you said that the girls were inspired by you in boot camp. Have you kind of like started a wildfire?
They were going to Kenny before me,
Right.
But like if they don't want to get up, they'll be like, "Well, I know Linda's going to be
That's
there,
awesome.
so I gotta go." And I almost have my daughter, like she's right on,
She's on the
edge. And not that she's 24. She's thinks that you can eat whatever you want and you can do whatever, but she's my life. And just and we were having lunch the other day, and we were talking about, I said, well, come with me to Kenny's boot camp on Tuesday. She goes, yeah, if I'm up. And, I got to go to work at 9. And, she doesn't like to go to bed. And I was like, okay.
She'll get there.
She
when
goes,
she's
call
ready.
me at 5. I called her at 5 and she didn't answer. I was like, yeah, okay. I knew it wasn't going to
At
happen.
least she said to call her.
That's so cute.
And
She'll get there.
Exactly. And that's what I said. I was like, the only thing.
It's a matter of just, being healthy and fit. I mean, it's not, for any other reason, but you just want her to be, feel as good as you do.
Yeah, and she's not happy with herself. So I'm like, the only thing that you take after me is your love of food, and you gain weight.
Yeah, it's hard.
And then and like knowing that, like I feel bad
Well,
as her mom.
Oh,
you know what I
it's
mean?
so funny. Our moms say similar things to us. I'm sorry you got that trait. My mom says that to me all the time.
And my daughter loves to eat. Like if you see any of
So
her
do we.
Facebook posts, it's always about
Food.
like food. Like I want this, Mom.
Right.
Can you make me that? And I'm like, So it's as there, and not that and she can do it. I know she can because she's lost 20 pounds before. And that's all she really needs to lose. She feels she needs to. I
Right.
feel she's fine, but
Right.
I'm her mom, so.
Aw. Well, it always clicks, right? It
Yeah,
takes
at
a minute
some
to
point.
click. It clicked for you. It'll click for her. And,
Exactly.
And then you'll both be going to Kenny.
That's right.
That's awesome. So your story is incredibly inspiring. What kind of advice can you give to people who feel like they can't fight to make a change in their lives?
Personally, myself, I was given that second chance at life, and our bodies are temples.
Absolutely.
And if we don't take care of them, nobody else is going to do it for us. And when you're given that second chance at life, you have to make the most of it. And just surround yourself with people who are encouraging and, like you guys said, just people that are like you.
Definitely.
And, that's all we can, that's all you can do. And I mean, like I said, I think I got this diagnosis with breast cancer, and I think I'm a different person. I'm definitely not the same person I was before. I mean, my husband might say different, but
I think this has been some of the most, inspiring
And poignant information.
Yeah, and advice that we've given on the show to date. And I think that, your outlook is amazing. I mean, not everyone would say, I got breast cancer and I mean, I'm sure everyone does say it changes them, but for you to say, it gave you that second chance, and for you to turn it into a positive, it's just beyond amazing. So we commend you, and thank you so much for being here to share your story.
Thank you for allowing me to share my story.
So
Thank you so much.
What's next for you?
I want to do like a color run.
Cool.
Or
Yeah.
like the city challenge. Kenny, but I don't know about that one.
Didn't he start a team?
Yeah, but I don't think he's doing it. I think
okay.
something came up that he can't do it. So.
Next time, we'll all have to go together.
I think it'd be great. We'll do a color run together, and we love the color run.
Color run's
We've
a lot
done
of
it
fun.
twice.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
That's
Awesome.
that's my a goal. And I hate running.
I know.
Hate it.
We can relate. But actually, if you find the right group of people to run with, you actually will enjoy it. Believe it or not.
Kenny keeps telling me that I'm gonna like it, but I don't see it.
We'll have to get down there and go for a run with Linda one of these days.
Once we're at the point, so the people we started running with actually can talk while they run. We can't do that yet.
I'm like, you just keep talking.
Once we get to the point where we can talk while we run, we'll come get you, and then we'll show you.
And then
how
we'll
it's
talk you
fun.
through it.
Yeah.
That's I feel like I don't know how to run, and there is a
Well,
way
there's
to
running
run.
coaches as well. I mean, Kim, who was on our show, is a running coach,
Right.
and she's awesome. So there's definitely a way to learn and become good at anything.
As
so
you know.
You know.
And that's like one of my goals too.
That's
Like,
awesome.
And my daughter, like one, she's like hasn't exercised in like a year, and says, "Do you want to go running with me?" I'm like,
Okay.
"Sure."
The
That's
two
so
of you, I
cool.
could just imagine. That's awesome.
I love it.
So,
She's not stopping. Her next goal is running.
Yeah.
So
there you go. You know what, people? I know that I'm going to think of Linda tomorrow morning when I'm having a hard time getting up
Absolutely.
or getting through a workout. I'm going to think of you. I know you're going to push me through. So to real quick, let's just show the contact information again, Sean, if you can, to join the Dragon Boat team, or we're going to post the donating to Linda's Making Strides walk on the Facebook page, and to do the Party in Pink Zumbathon. So we've got hopefloatsnyc@yahoo.com, which is for the Dragon Boat team for more information, and Linny1114@AOL.com for the Party in Pink Zumbathon, which is awesome. And as always, feel free to contact us for any additional information about anything we spoke about on the show. You have Linda's email if you have any questions for her. I think that would be awesome if you want to reach out for some support. And info and links will be available at 4cfitness.com very soon.
Absolutely. And for our Tabata of the week, Linda actually recommended, and it's a
Ooh.
great classic Tabata. So if you guys don't know what a Tabata is, it's a quick 2-minute exercise that you repeat for a total of 4 minutes. You can get like a Tabata Pro timer app, or you can use the timer on your phone or on your stopwatch. So you're going to do 20 seconds of squats with a 10-second break, 20 seconds of mountain climbers, which you can do on the ground, or you can do standing if you have like a shoulder problem with a 10-second break, 20 seconds of jumping jacks with a 10-second break, and 20 seconds of burpees with a 10-second break. And if you're not at the point yet where you can do full-blown burpees, you can always do burpees where you jump down, step back, step in, and jump up again. So you can check some of that out on YouTube if you don't know how to do those. And you're going to repeat all of it for a total of 4 minutes. Have you done this Tabata?
Kind of.
Oh my goodness. It's killer.
Yeah.
This is a good one. This is a
Thank
good
you.
one.
This is a good one. Thanks for sharing. So I think we covered everything tonight, and we want to thank you again so much for joining us and
Thank
sharing
you.
your story.
Hope we did justice for your story and for breast cancer.
Most definitely.
Awesome.
And everyone, just keep in mind this month, the support and the awareness is really important. Do your breast exams, go for your mammogram, and support the women in your life, and men, women, everyone.
Remember those who are fighting through it.
Absolutely. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for our show this week. Thanks to breast cancer survivor and fitness enthusiast Linda Murray for joining us. As always, a huge thank you to Skinny Man and 31 for the help with the production of our show. Join us for our show next Wednesday, October 8th. And remember,
Choose, commit, challenge, and change.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great night.
Great night.
Thank you.